Want to bring in Hemu Nigam. He's a cybersecurity expert, former chief security officer at MySpace. Also joining me, Dr. Robi Ludwig, a psychotherapist and author of Till Death Do Us Part. Hemu, I'm going to start with you. You know, the whole idea of Ashley Madison is that it's a secret place to set up secret relationships. So secret is the #1 thing that you would think is important for Ashley Madison. So if they can't keep a secret on the internet, can anybody?
Well, I think the short answer to that is not really. What we have to really focus on here is when people are going to sites like this, they have to say to themselves, I may be going to an online site that I think is secret, but the reality is it's really no different than what's happening in the real world. Are you walking into a building where somebody might see you, a brothel, for example? Are you going to a place that you shouldn't be going to because you're married, for example? There are a lot of things that happen online. People think they should treat them differently than they're offline, but the conduct can still be visible by the public, by people like this, and hackers are definitely changing the game now. When we used to see hacking stories, go ahead.
No, is it just visiting the site? Is it just being on the site? Or is it people who've actually entered information now who are compromised?
Well, if you just visit the site, I think you see a screen that kind of gets you to try to sign up. Mm-hmm. All the things that you're seeing are people who actually took the time to sit down, punch in on their keyboards, their information. And one thing that's unfortunate here, though, I think we should make really clear is that you can put in anybody's email address and it doesn't require you to confirm it. So if your address went in there, you wouldn't get a notification, at least in the past, from Ashley Madison saying, hey, is this really you? Because what if somebody's trying to use your address just to create an account?
That's a fair point. Dr. Ludwig, let me ask you this. I mean, the hackers, they went after cheaters. At least that's what they say they're doing here. So I don't know. Is there sympathy, you think, for the victims here?
Maybe a little bit, but not that much, because I think people feel like, well, they had it coming. These are cheaters. They deserve to be outed. They were doing something wrong, so these hackers had a point. But I think the reality is that it goes way beyond this. So now we really know we're not able to have secrets online. Maybe we're not able to have secrets offline either.
You know, we've all had fun with this and all had our raised eyebrows today, me included. But you get to a good point here. Yes, there's Ashley Madison, but there are a lot of dating websites that people rely on. It's one of the only ways that single people now have to meet each other. So if it happens on Ashley Madison, if you're using one of these other sites, should you be concerned? Are you concerned that it will get in the way of relationships?
I think anything that anybody puts online or engages in an email or text can be made public. And so that is what is really scary. We can look again at Ashley Madison and say, well, they were cheaters, they are sleazy, they deserve to be outed and publicly humiliated. But the truth of the matter is this can happen to anyone about anything. And that's what gets into scarier territory. Is there any privacy anymore about anything?
And Hemu,
John,
go ahead.
I was going to say, one thing that we have to also point out is that the hackers are engaging in criminal conduct, which is actually different than the moral compass of the individuals who are using this site. That's a different discussion to be had, but we do have to understand that what they did, for whatever reason they did, was still blatantly illegal.
Oh, it is absolutely illegal what they did. Lori Siegel, who knows a lot about hacking groups, I mean, really, it's hard to get one past her. She says she's never heard of this group. But you can assume one thing they want is publicity. It's hard to know whether they really care about adultery.
Right, that's absolutely true.
They did threaten, though. They said unless Ashley Madison took down their site, they were going to out the members and they were going to show that their site was not as confidential as they were claiming it to be. So I think that there was some moralistic idea behind what they did, or at least that's what they claimed.
All right. Thank you, guys. Dr. Robi Ludwig, Hemu Nigam, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it.